A pocket 380 versus a pocket 32 H&R Magnum. Dangerous game. Can it save your ace? That's going to be the question here today. I get this question a lot of times. Can these little 380s or 32s, you know, stop a large, dangerous animal? And the answer to that question is I really don't know. So we're going to find out today. And this buffalo boar is a 380 plus P. Definitely not Sammy specifications. 100 grain rated at 1150 feet per second. I did a lot of research, and apparently a lot of people do shoot this through their LCP pistols, so it should be fine. And this particular revolver happens to be a 327, so it should be fine for this 32 H&R mag plus P. This happens to be a 130 grain, so definitely significantly higher sectional density with that 32 caliber. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through our big game dangerous ballistic pack here. This is a thick layer of carpet. We have 2 baloney packs, and then we have about 3/8 inch of plywood. This kind of represents a large dangerous animal, and we also have our wood pack here just to kind of see what kind of penetration we can get into wood. And we got some 2s on there because your life's probably going to deuce if you're in this situation. But typically even 44 Magnum out of my 4-inch barrel, like a soft point, will stop in board 5. So we're going to see what we get there. So we're going to go through the chronograph. As always, we're going to see what kind of velocity and accuracy we get at the same time. And then we're going to go through our ballistic juggernaut box here with this ballistic pack. And each water jug typically represents about 3 inches comparison to ballistics gel. But anytime I've done this test with 10mm 357 mag, 44 mag with hard cast, those bullets end up in the last jug or hitting that backstop. So I figure if we can get comparable to that, that might give a little bit of answer to the question of will it save your ace against a large dangerous animal. I'm not going to be specific and say grizzly bear or something like that because I really don't know. But let's get started with the rest of this test anyways. All right, first up we have that 380 ACP round. I believe Buffalo Boar's website said something like 1050 or so out of a Kel-Tec pistol, which is basically the same as this. But we'll see what kind of velocity and accuracy I actually get with this 100 grain round. .1061, it's shooting a little low for me. .1047, it's causing me to drop my mag just the way I hold this. Didn't have a round chambered from that drop mag. .1060. 1054, no issue there. No read. See, it's causing that to happen. Just the way I hold this, there's no way I can hold this without something touching that mag button. .1074, so definitely a very powerful round. But a lot of recoil, hurts a little bit to shoot, and low point of impact, and obviously we got a little bit of malfunction issues. Let's try the 32 H&R mag, see how that compares. All right, 32 H&R mag out of the LCR, 30 grains heavier of a bullet. We'll see how close we can get to that velocity the 380 got. 1033, 1063, 1077, 1074, 1071, a lot tighter group, a lot more reliable. Point of impact's a little bit high, and the recoil is actually quite a bit. It's more than I would have expected, but seems to be a pretty powerful round. So let's hit our ballistic box with the dangerous game pack and just see how these rounds do. All right, first up we have our 380 ACP. We'll go through this big ballistic pack and just see what kind of damage this does. All right, made a good hit on that. All right, so we went right through everything as to be expected. We don't see a whole lot of damage going on here, but it zipped right through this and went right through a 3/8 inch of, or it's actually 5/8 inch of plywood. So we went right through it. Let's see what we got in water jugs. All right, we went through one, obviously. There's two. Impact on 3. Don't really see where the bullet is. There's a hole in 4. Oh yeah, we're continuing to go through. We went through 5. The bullet is in 6. So that's some serious penetration. So we went through all 6. There's really not much deformation of this bullet at all. It's a true hard cast bullet. So as far as what we're seeing here, maybe let's try the 32 H&R and see how that compares. All right, 32 H&R mag. We'll see what this does. I'm hit with a lot more water. You might have wondered what happened there. The revolver wasn't closed all the way. That was on me. This happens from time to time with the LCR. It's something to keep in mind, because when you close it, sometimes it makes a false click as if it's closed, but it's actually not closed all the way. You have to push all the way. And I was checking those rounds to make sure that I had a live round in there, and I didn't close it hard enough, and that will happen. So let's see what we got in water jugs and with the baloney pack. All right, not much different than what the 380 looked like, and through our 5/8 inch wood, right through it. Let's see what we got in water jugs. All right, first jug actually has a lot of pieces of plywood in there. We're going straight through. Our bullet impact is drifting a little bit to the left. Through 3, impact in 4. Our bullet is actually in 4, only 4. Interesting. All right, here's our bullet pulled from jug 4, and we can see what was going on here. We have a long lengthways cut, so this bullet is a little bit too long for its diameter, and it's starting to tumble, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But that's why I brought out those wood planks, because that'll kind of give us a better idea of how these compare to something like a 44 Magnum in general. So let's hit the wood pack and see how these two compare to each other. All right, first up we have that 380. Let's see how this does. All right, let's flip that around and do the 32. All right, 32 H&R mag. All right, let's open that up and take a look. All right, here we are with the 380. We can see how accurate that is because I placed that right where I wanted to. And of course, I'm kidding. I aimed right here, and even from like 5 feet away, it shot that significantly low. So that's not very good. The 32 aim, where I aimed, is pretty much where I hit. So let's go through our first board here. And our impact hole with the 380 is, of course, larger because it started out larger. Here's it coming through. Impact on 2. There's the 380. There's the 32. Interesting. So we went through 2. We're hitting 3. And we stopped both in the third board. And this is pretty much typical with most high-powered handgun cartridges that are like hollow point, like 357 or 9mm plus P. So it's just a little bit less than your 44 Magnum. It's hard to tell which one went further, but neither of them dented out the back, and I can see neither of their bases. So that's going to mean they're probably pretty equivalent to the same penetration. Very interesting. So I have one more little test to do, just a little quick practical accuracy. If I had to fire these rounds off at something charging at 7 yards, you know, how accurate could they be in a practical scenario? So let's start that part of the test. All right, I have 6 rounds for this LCP here. I'm 10 yards from the target. It's just a regular full-size silhouette there, a humanoid silhouette. But we'll just, for imagination's sake, say it's a large animal that's standing up. And from 10 yards, I'm just going to fire off these as fast as I think I can hit the target and just see how these 6 rounds do for me for this 380. All right. So as we can see, that's kind of showing how it was shooting for me. I was aiming kind of high right here, and it's shooting low. I'll give it that when held a little bit tighter doing that type of drill, the reliability was a little bit better, but we'll see how the revolver compares. All right, 32 H&R mag. We'll see how I can do with this. And I was just kind of getting a real quick sight picture there. Not aiming significantly well, but it looks like it would get the job done. Pretty scattered, but I think it would still get the job done. So comparing these two cartridges, I'm gonna say, even though the 380 penetrated more through our water jugs after going through that big game pack, it's a little bit less reliable than your typical 380 rounds in a little pocket pistol like that. With the revolver, we pretty much don't have to worry about reliability other than, you know, user induced with me not closing that all the way. But obviously if I was going to carry it for the day, you know, that wouldn't have been an issue. I'm wearing hearing protection, so inspecting my rounds while target shooting and just kind of doing that, yeah, that's how that happens. But for the most part, we have better reliability with the revolver. We saw tumbling in the ballistic test there, which would definitely cause a lot of damage, especially to something that's not significantly large, like a black bear or a cougar or something like that. And our wood penetration test, still these rounds are okay. Not significant penetration like a 44 mag or anything like that. So I'm gonna say probably you're gonna want something better. I would say definitely don't carry an LCP. I mean, if that's all you got, I think that would work. As we saw in the ballistic test there, it would work for penetrating real deep. Between these two, obviously, I would rather pick a 32 H&R mag, but that's just what you get today. That's my test on this. So as always, comment, share, and like, and thanks for watching.